Welcome to the Hoosier Huddle postgame show. Indiana knocks off Illinois 24-14 for the fourth win of the year, first Big Ten win of the year, a game that Indiana needed to have in order to keep their bowl hopes alive today. The game is a lot closer than the box score would indicate. Indiana outgained Illinois 428 to 294. They possessed the ball about 9 minutes longer than Illinois. They came up with 3 takeaways. It just seemed that whenever Indiana got their offense going, it somehow shot itself in the foot, whether it be an untimely sack, tackle for loss, penalty, things like that. But Indiana overcame those things. They got a great game from Richard Lego, who completed 32 of 48 passes for 289 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did throw 1 pick. But he did a good enough job today on a tough, windy day. They also got a great performance from Hayden Whitehead, who pinned Illinois deep in their own territory inside the 20-yard line 5 times today. While his net average wasn't great at 34 and change yards, he did a good job. Probably should have had 2 more inside the 20 there. That hurt his net average as well. The Indiana run game got going a little bit as Cole Guest gave them 80-some-odd yards, and Morgan Ellison gave them some tough running, especially on that 4th and 1 where he got 10 yards and a receiving threat out of the backfield and a touchdown as well. So Indiana did enough to get the win. And they pitched a shutout in the first half. Jacob Robinson, defensive lineman, played outstanding, had 7 tackles, 3.5 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks, a forced fumble. He played outstanding. Rashard Fant could have had 3 interceptions, ended with 1. One of them could have been a pick 6. And he came up big with a big pick there. T. Gary Scales came away with 2 takeaways as well. So the defense was dominant. They held Illinois to 1.1 yards rushing, 30 rushing yards on 33 attempts. That does include sacks. Indiana had 8 sacks on the day, 10 tackles for loss. So outstanding day from the defensive side of the ball. It was Tom Allen's first Big Ten win as well. They needed this win desperately, and I think this takes that monkey off of their shoulder going forward into Rutgers next week. Some things to be concerned about. Illinois' rush defense is about 115th in the nation. Indiana did not do as well as they could have. They did run for 139 yards, which is more than they have in the past couple weeks, probably combined. So it was good to see them get it going a little bit, but it's still a little concerning that they didn't run over this team as possible. 24 points as well. Indiana dominated field position. It seemed like the entire game was played on Illinois' half of the field, and Indiana just couldn't, outside of the 3 touchdowns and the field goal, they just couldn't, put the dagger in until late in the game. But they did on a big touchdown throw from Richard Lego to Sammy Jacobs. But 3 or 4 on 4th down. Tom Allen got a little aggressive. They needed to today. But ultimately, they come away with a 10-point win on the road. Always tough to win on the road. So they go into next week at 4-6. Rutgers comes in. They got hammered by Penn State today. And we'll see. You got to take it one game at a time, and the next game is Rutgers. Anyway, that does it for our postgame show. Tune in next week as Indiana takes on Rutgers. Kickoff is to be announced. Should be announced tomorrow, 6 days before the game. And keep coming back to HoosierHuddle.com for all your Indiana football news and notes.